The story of Tuan Guru, Exiles and Migrants is narrated in two separate videos. Video 1. The contribution of Tuan Guru and migrants to country and society. Who was Tuan Guru? If you are a refugee or exile, then you have much in common with Tuan Guru. So you find yourself as a refugee, either by choice or force of circumstances in a foreign country. Rightfully so. If you are worried about your uncertain future, then Tuan Guru's story may inspire you with hope. It was the Iranian scholar and human rights activist Dr Ali Shariati who wrote that every new civilization, society or community starts with migration, migrants. Migration in Arabic is called the Hijrah. Prophet Muhammad, God's peace and blessings on him and all other prophets, was himself a migrant to the city of Medina. He was forced to migrate from the city of Mecca to the city of Medina, where he was welcomed and given asylum. Dr. Shariati's viewpoint that exiled persons or those who are forced to migrate for whatever reason could and do add value to their adopted countries or cities. Believably, Shariati's outlook could inform governments' migrant policies in a positive rather than negative way. Often, migrants or immigrants, irrespective of the circumstances of their migration, are often seen by some governments and political lobbies as a liability. They are often viewed as a drain on their country's already strained resources. Simply put, they are seen as foreigners, victims of xenophobia, those who dislike foreigners. But looking on the brighter side, a country like the United States was built on the sweat and tears of migrants. Their sacrifices to make a new life and a living in their newfound country benefited and continue to benefit the growth and development of the United States as a whole. What is the unhappy and gloomy reality for today's migrants? Partly, it is that the offspring of earlier migrants to the United States often become the supporters championing hostile anti-immigrant policies. Abdullah ibn Qadi Abd al-Salam, known as Tuan Guru, was a prince from Tidore in the Maluku Islands, which is part of modern-day Indonesia. Both the paired islands of Tidore and Ternate are part of the Maluku Islands, about similar in size in the eastern Indonesian group of islands, which majestically towers over its surrounding oceans. Tuan Guru was a political activist who resisted Dutch rule of his motherland. He was about 68 years old when he was exiled and brought as a political prisoner to South Africa. He was held for 13 years on Robben Island, Esigqaitini, and afterwards in the city of Cape Town's castle. Both the Tuan Guru and comrade Nelson Mandela, affectionately known as Madiba, were imprisoned on Robben Island, but at different periods of our history. Tuan Guru was imprisoned on Robben Island in about 1780 and Madiba in 1964. Both men were imprisoned on Robben Island twice. There are varied historical records as to the exact dates of Tuan Guru's arrival in Kaap de Goede Hoop, Cape Town, and his imprisonment on Robben Island, Esseqaitini, even the duration of his stay on the island. Unlike Madiba's historical record, much of it autobiographical, like the long walk to freedom and conversations with myself. Tuan Guru's historical record is sketchy and lacks a detailed account of his life and times. But such a lack of a detailed account of his life should be seen from the perspective that the victor writes the history of the oppressed, and much of it is deliberately left to be forgotten rather than remembered. This reminds us of the African proverb that says, "Until the lion tells the story, the hunter will always be the hero." There are similarities between Madiba and Tuan Guru as human rights and liberation activists. Both made their immense contribution to our society and country. Their lives and of other political activists will remain leadership and character-shaping lessons for us. They are an inspiration to us as we try to make our contribution in our own right as individuals to family, society, and country. Our inputs matter as we try to shape the ongoing struggle to build an economically inclusive and equitable African civilization on the southern tip of Africa. One can only imagine the risky and dangerous journeys that migrants the world over undertake to find a new home or country that they could call their own. Many people are not only homeless but countryless. They have no country to call their home, where they can freely make a life and a living. Many others are living under socio-political economic siege and as refugees in the country of their ancestral birth. You can also watch the YouTube video too. Tuan Guru built a community of slaves in the Western Cape.
أنا ويانا 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 متوسلي هذا السيلي هذا السيلي متوسلي هذا السيلي هذا السيلي متوسلي هذا السيلي هذا السيلي أنا ويانا 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 متوسلي هذا السيلي هذا السيلي متوسلي هذا السيلي هذا السيلي من نوضت لواي بتسيرنا كله من نوضت لواي بتسيرنا كله ونوصلي هذا السيلي ونوصلي هذا السيلي هذا السيلي أنا ويانا 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 ونوصلي هذا السيلي هذا السيلي ونوصلي هذا السيلي هذا السيلي أنا ويانا 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 متوسلي هندسيني هندسيني متوسلي هندسيني هندسيني متوسلي هندسيني هندسيني هناويني عناويني عناويني متوسلي هندسيني هندسيني